Business Bites. Go further and grow stronger with Invest NI. Join local businesses generating billions, exporting to Europe. Check your export readiness with Invest NI's free online export health check. Business Bites with Invest NI.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of Business Bites from Bauer Media Audio here in Northern Ireland. My name is David Hyde, the Managing Director of Bauer Media, and each week we get right into a great business story. Well, this week is no exception, and I'm really pleased to bring on the founder of Juspy, Dr. Leonie Lynch. Leonie, welcome to Business Bites.
Thank you, David. How are you?
Very good, thank you. It's really good to see you there. And we really want to just crack into the story of Juspy because it's an amazing story. But I want to wind the clock back, first of all. We'll get on to what Juspy is in a second. But I would love to know the story of how you went from, and I have to fess up here, I knew you a very, very long time ago because we used to work together in a different place. But you weren't a doctor and you weren't talking about Juspy. So how did you get from where you were to Juspy and all of that journey? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I had a one night radio show on Limerick 95 FM. I was studying art in art college and I was a DJ with house music. So that was about 23 years ago. So the journey from that point to this point is kind of a bit of a whirlwind that looked like this. So it was finished art college, left Limerick, went to Dublin, had an art studio, painted for 8 years until 2008, until the recession hit. And then on a weekend home to Limerick, met my husband, decided I was moving home to Limerick and wanted to go back to college and do a master's. So I ended up looking for a business course, but that was a bit creative. So I ended up in the marketing master's in UL, in the University of Limerick, and then became obsessed with brands and consumer culture and how all that worked, and stayed for another 5 years to do a PhD in branding.
And okay, so that was a trip and a half. And so we're at Juspy. You're the founder of Juspy. So for the uninitiated, and I was one of those a while back, tell me, what is Juspy?
Yep. I forgot that I didn't answer the second part of the question. Was Juspy started in the middle of that PhD journey. So Juspy is a functional food company based in Ireland, and we make functional food. So powders and nutritional supplements for busy people. And the idea for Juspy came about when I was a busy person. I was writing up my thesis. I was pregnant on my first baby, and I just saw the toll, that tiredness after she was born, and lack of proper nutrition, lots of coffee, lots of chocolate, and what that did to me being able to function. So the idea for Juspy came about 10 months into, her life. And I saw a box of baby formula that said everything your baby needs in one place. And I thought, well, she's grand. I actually need that because I'm running on empty. I was completely running on empty, burning the candle at every end. And then I said, well, I'm going to create this thing that I'm looking for myself. So that started the whole process.
Okay. So what did you create?
So this is the latest iteration of the product. It's a collagen and protein superfood blend. It has 12 clean ingredients in it, nothing else, no stabilizers, no additives, nothing that you wouldn't want to put in your body. Every ingredient has a purpose to nourish the body inside out. Tastes like a Kinder Bueno. That's
always a good taste.
Yeah. So when I was creating the recipe, I had a tick the box list. I needed it to be high in protein. I needed fiber to be in it. I needed essential fatty acids to be in it. So I created this recipe based on my to-do list and what it had to do. And then it all became about taste. So like we had a different version of this product where it was a ready-made drink. And that took a year in development to get that taste right. And then we actually ended up turning it back into a powder. So there's probably 2 years of trials gone into how this tastes. Because I taught Pilates for 12 years. I would have been heavily in the health and wellness space, and I've tasted every protein powder, every supplement on the market. and I have never stuck to any of them, or I've never kept any of them up because of the way they taste. And it's a well known fact that in that space, taste isn't number one on a lot of people's list. It's about what's nutritionally good for you. But the problem there is they're not healthy habits that can stick, because if you're like me, it has to taste good. It has to.
Okay. So you've created this product, and where would I bump into it? How do I use it?
Okay. So you can use it in loads of different ways. It comes in powder format. You can, at the very basic way to use it is just with milk in a NutriBullet. 10 seconds. It tastes like a very, very gorgeous, decadent chocolate milkshake. What people do with it, things like protein balls, overnight oats, stirred into their porridge. It's amazing in coffee. So I'm addicted completely to my 11 a.m. coffee with Juspy now. So I will do like a double shot of espresso. I'll mix the powder into it and I'll top it up with frothy milk. You can do pancakes with it. You can, it's amazing as hot chocolate. So you just warm it up with milk. So hot or cold in food and drinks, in smoothies, with frozen blueberries and frozen spinach, Juspy and milk is completely epic. Or, you know, anything you can think of, it hides and elevates the taste of anything like that, any snacks that you create.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even know you could do those things without Juspy, let alone with it. So there's some great ideas. So where are you at now as a business? What's on the horizon for you in the very near future?
Yeah, so at the start it was e-commerce only. That's where I wanted to play it, to build the brand. Then we were on Amazon UK. We were on the Amazon Launchpad for the last 2 years. And we just got listed with Super Value, so big retail chain in Ireland. So we're in 54 stores now. We've been dabbling with health food stores the last year as well. So we're in 70 health food stores around Ireland. So we're just building the retail presence at the minute. And because of that, I'm going for an equity crowdfund with Cedars. So it's the UK platform for startups to raise money from small ticket holders and community.
Okay. And how would we bump into your product? How can we bump into your product here in our part of the world?
Well, my fulfillment center is in Newry, so very easily online through juspy.com. That's the easiest way to get it to any point of Europe, to be honest. And other than that, there are Super Values up in Northern Ireland that we're looking at onboarding to. And also we're working with Intertrade Ireland for cross-border trade. So I'm working with a brilliant consultant. She's doing her very best to get me listed into chains in Northern Ireland. So we just got Medicare on board. So we'll be in 10 of those pharmacies very soon. And we're working our way to make more connections.
Wow. Okay. So, you know, you're a female entrepreneur. We speak to many female entrepreneurs on this particular show, and we always try our very best to promote any entrepreneur. But I know that female entrepreneurs, especially in the past, have had many struggles. So how have you found the juggle? Because you've got a family as well, I know, and you're a very, very busy person, and you're creating great stuff, and you're doing all that. What's that look like for you?
It's busy. But I've always been a busy person, so I find it hard to sit still. But the difference with running a business like this is it's night and day all day. There's never a break. You're never not on. So it's like yesterday morning, I have a 9-month-old and two older kids, 7 and 10. So, you know, babies don't sleep. I was up at 5 o'clock yesterday morning, but the house is really quiet. So I sat down in the computer for 2 hours and got so much done. So in the points of silence between the sleeps and naps, that's when I work my best. So in between, you know, I make my list so that I make sure when I'm on. When the feet are down, you know, I get as much done as I possibly can. And always, I'm a late night worker. So the kids are in bed. They go to bed nice and early. And I'm at the computer 8:30. So I do my half day, you know, at nighttime. So it's just, it gives me the flexibility to be around for the kids. I've always been around for the kids during the day. But it's, you know, you never feel like you get a break. That's the exhausting part.
That's why you need Juspy.
That's why that's the only thing keeping me going.
There you go. There you go. There's an endorsement. Right. Two final questions. So, any advice for any young, especially, I suppose, female entrepreneur that might be watching this now, if they're thinking about, they've got an idea, they're thinking about it. When you look back to when you started, what would you have bypassed, cut? What advice would you be giving you're already still very young compared to me anyway, but what advice would you be giving your younger self if that was a new entrepreneur, if you like?
It's a roller coaster, up and down. What goes up must come down, and vice versa. So there's good days and bad days. It's all about, picking yourself, feeling sorry for yourself for 10 minutes and then just getting on with it because the problem is still there. Advice my dad gave me a long time ago. I would say be very careful about your advisors because they have their own agendas, and it's nothing against the advisors, but you know your business best. You just need to find a small group of advisors you trust, because it's very easy to get led in different directions. And I've definitely had that in the past, where I take on too much of what advisors tell me and I doubt myself. And then that brings you down. So it's about finding the right people and reaching out to them, and they will go, no, you're doing what you should do. Trust your gut, keep going. And that's all it is. Keep going, and eventually it has to work. Like, I'm 7 years in now and I'm still, trying to push through. It's just about surviving each little moment of it, because it's a survival game, and it's the journey. It's not about the end goal.
So back yourself, basically.
Yeah, and have fun. Like, if it's not fun, what's the point? Life's too short. There has to be learning in it every day. Like, I've learned so much if nothing else happens, and it has to be enjoyable. So for me, the ability to create is what I love. Create marketing campaigns, create products, create branding, and that floats my boat.
Brilliant. Great advice. Final question. You talked about the crowdfunding. Remind us again, if there's anyone watching this that's into that idea with you. Obviously, juspy.com, I think, is the website. Mm-hmm. And how do they find out about the crowdfunding?
Yeah, so LinkedIn is where I kind of talk most. So Leonie Lynch on LinkedIn, and Seedrs is the platform. So it's SEEDRS. So it'll be live there probably in the next few days to the public. It'll be up for 30 days. You can invest anything from €10, but you have to know the risk. It's a risky business, this investment business, but it's a way for people to just, have a bit of fun and, help me along and trust me that I'm going to work my butt off to get this off the ground. And you never know where it might go. So the end goal is, being bought out by a bigger player. So it's all about people that want to come on the Juspy journey with me and see where it goes. Great.
Well, we're out of time, but it's always a pleasure catching up with you. Best of luck to you, Leonie, and we'll be following your journey. And I may even have a little investment there. But we'll see how it goes. But look, thanks so much for your time. It's a great story to follow, and wish you the very best of luck with it.
Thank you, David. Thanks for your time. See you in 20 more years.
Business Bites. Go further and grow stronger with Invest NI. Join local businesses generating billions, exporting to Europe. Check your export readiness with Invest NI's free online export health check. Business Bites with Invest NI.